Happy October, Sam. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Good to see you, Aaron.
Hey, just so everybody knows, I'm Aaron. I'm the operation and creative director here at DotCom. This is my first time on the buzz. Sam's been rocking it by himself, but we thought we'd change it up a little bit this October. And so I'm Aaron. This is, of course, as you know, this is Sam. I think I'm pointing the wrong direction. There we go, right there. But we have a lot to cover today on this issue of the October buzz, and we're so excited. It's even feeling like fall. I don't know about you over there in Naples, but it's chilly here for some reason here in
Even in
Pennsylvania.
South Florida, it feels a
Yeah,
little bit like fall. Very unusual.
yeah, we'll take it, right? It's great, and which kind of coincides with some of our topics today about getting ready for the cooler months of the year. So we'll get to that here in a little bit.
So breaking news for sure. We always want to lead off with really time-sensitive stuff, and we've got something this month, so we have to pay attention to that. Looking ahead, as you said, for 2025. I always like to show off the latest stuff that we're doing over here at DotCom. The DotCom clients and Commander Bunny clients are going to be particularly interested in that. And then there's some great upcoming events. And then there's as you can see, a key business tip at the end that some of our .com clients already took advantage of last month, and I'm getting great feedback already. So I decided to bring that same tip back again because it's going to make a difference.
Yeah, well, let's get right to it. That's awesome. Let's talk about the first one, the breaking news here that you have for everybody to really pay attention to.
Yeah, this is a big deal. Local service ads through Google are a major source of leads for a lot of fence companies. Many contractors swear by local service ads, and for good reason. So anytime Google makes a change or an update to that platform, that's big news for a lot of folks. So the deal here is that historically, Google tracked down to the minute how fast you responded when somebody clicked on one of your ads, and it would show it right there on your ad. It would say usually responds within 10 minutes or usually responds within 5 hours or something like that. And that was a signal to people that may click on your ad. Like if you had a bad time, if you took too long, people would skip over clicking on your ad sometimes, the people that knew to look for it. So what Google has said is that they are no longer going to be doing it down to the minute, even down to the hour. It's kind of down, It's under 24 hours or it's over 24 hours. Now that's what Google said. I have personally checked this in multiple markets, and I'm seeing that it's only been rolled out in a few markets. This is not universal yet. So if you're seeing something different on your side, then be aware that it hasn't hit you yet.
Yeah, and it's probably even just having the slide up is a good reminder to make sure you are responding.
Yeah. Well, and so that's what that's Google's platform. But there's a paragraph down here at the bottom of the slide that we need to all know, though, is that there's study after study has suggested that if you respond to a lead within 5 minutes, it is literally 100 times more likely that you're going to get a response back, and it's 20 times more likely that you will convert that into a sale. So let's not forget that Google's platform is saying one thing, but it is absolutely in our best interest for you to respond like immediately.
Yeah, that's very good. I hope everybody's taking heed to that, because those leads affect your business, especially as we head to the slower part of the year, of the season, if you will. All right, let's keep moving. So 2025 is coming. I can't believe it's already fall. And so we've put together some great tips and advice for everybody, to things that they can do for this time of year to get ready for next year, because it's a valuable time of the season. So let's talk about some of those things as we move forward.
So we're looking at two different groups here, but both groups are going to face a lot of the same things. So for the .com clients, we are already working on your 2025 map with your marketing action plan. So that's already in process. The .com team is working to get you ready for next year. But there are some things that you yourself are going to need to know. And those are also some of the same things that our friends that don't work with .com, but you're still friends of ours in the fence industry. These are things that you do need to think about and things you need to do. So all of you guys need to be paying attention to the same stuff. So let's take a look at what that is. So yeah, end of the year, a lot of fence companies around the country will have some sort of Christmas party or end of the season before we close up shop. If you do close up shop, they'll have a little get together. Or, you know, if you don't already do that kind of thing, a great team building exercise at the end of the year is to bring the team in when maybe things aren't as busy. And when you do that, make sure that you've thought this through, line up a professional photographer, a professional videographer. This is a chance for you to get shots that are very difficult to get any other time of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. Get those families together, get your teams, hand out some awards, take pictures. You want to capture the emotion that your team is human and they're great people and you want them building your fence. So this is where your culture comes through. So it's very important to capture those moments. Even if it's not into the year, just look for those opportunities throughout the year all together.
True, true. The next set here, this is near and dear to my heart. We have a whole coaching series on all of this. So if you're a .com client and you haven't seen this information, make sure you reach out and get this. But holiday photos are a big deal. We're coming up on Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. And then, of course, next year, we're going to get back around to all those flag holidays. There's a lot of really creative, fun stuff that you can do. We're only showing a small sampling here. We have literally hundreds of examples of this kind of stuff. So if you're interested in doing this, we have a way to make it really easy for you to get it done. But anybody can do this, and I suggest you do. It's great for your social media. It may or may not be appropriate for your website, but it definitely is appropriate for social media.
Hey, and if you're one of our clients or you love the .com family, maybe even tag us when you post some creative pictures like this coming holiday season. And we're talking all the way, maybe even to February, maybe do something for Valentine's, New Year's, or a holiday that's special to you. But we'd love to see your pictures too and add it to our library and share those with other .comers and other fence people in the industry. So that'd be kind of cool to see what y'all do too.
I love that. I think that's a great idea. I do hope that you guys tag us. And hey, listen, if you're not a .com client, tag us anyway. I'd love to see what you do. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, we got some more things here. This is we got about 4 things on this slide. So first, let's start with the website audit.
Yeah, so this one, Aaron, I feel like you should probably lead this one. This is kind of near and dear to your heart, I know.
Yeah, we've been working with several clients here in the last 2 or 3 months, and it's just amazing where, we understand fencers get super busy, and oftentimes the owners are the ones who are responsible for the website. But I might recommend that you get a couple of your team members, maybe a person taking the calls or one of your sales guys, and say, hey, sit down, take an hour and just go through as much of the website as you can and just make a list of things that that are not accurate anymore. Whether it's, products you sell, services you offer, maybe you've added services. Maybe you now do gates and you didn't before, and you just forgot to reach out to us or to your website to get those added. Photos, as we talked about, photos are a great thing to really tell your story on your website, especially your homepage. But maybe you've added some new team members. That would be really great. But just look for anything like contact information, links that you want to add, services, products, or clients of ours, they find different products they want to sell, or they transition from one product to another. And it would be great for you to just do a good review, take half an hour, take 2 hours for that matter, and have different people look at your website and look for things that need to be updated. And if you're one of our clients, reach out to us, email us that list, and we'll jump on it as quick as we can. Kind of set maybe a to-do list, a priority order on those things that are more important to things that can maybe wait a couple months if needed. But this is a really great time to evaluate what your site has on it and what needs to be updated. And I would suggest you do that multiple times a year, but this is a great time of year to do it.
Yeah. And we're going to cover all this in the website audit anyway, but we don't know what you don't tell us. So that's the important thing there.
Let's talk about SEO.
SEO, this is the time of the year where we get really busy. Folks are reaching out at the end of the season. Non.com clients, folks are thinking about working with us, and they want to be ready for next year. And so, that's an SEO thing, that's a Google ranking thing. And so if you are thinking about, hey, next year I want to do better, we want to grow and those sorts of things, don't wait until the new year. That's a lot of folks do that too, right? It's like January, February, that's when we start to hear from another whole big batch of people. But by that time, it's almost too late. I mean, it's never too late. When's the best time to start? Probably yesterday, but the next best time to start is today, right? So let's get started today, whatever that means to you, because it takes 6 months for SEO to take effect, depending on how strong or weak you were when you started the program. So, if you count 6 months from now, we're getting well into spring.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take a moment to talk about brand. And Sam, I'll lead off with this a little bit. It kind of goes back to the audit discussion of your website. Some of you may be using logos that, I've seen clients where every vendor they work with, their logo changes. And it might be just a color change. We work with clients who come to us and their website's green and their logo is red and they don't know why their website's green. And which tells us that they don't really pay attention to all those things. Their car wrap's blue, their clothes are red, and their website's green. And so it would be good for you to sit down and to really evaluate what are your colors, maybe think about your typeface, what is it, and maybe even can you nail down what is the exact official logo your company uses? And because we've seen them come from all walks of life, and so maybe just do an audit of where is your logo and where is your colors, but then ask yourself, are those communicating your brand really well? Look at your team's gear, look at your vehicle, look at your website, maybe your Facebook account and social media accounts, is everything tight and looking great, and making sure that you're using the best logo, the best quality logo, and maybe even establish with your team what are the official versions of those logos, because you might find that every computer in your office has a different logo at work. So yeah, it'd be great to take an audit of your brand at this time and get things squared away for next year. And if you need some help cleaning that up, let Sam and I know, because sometimes we just need to do a little bit of refinement here and there, and we can give you and help you establish that really clean, beautiful, high quality graphic that you can give to your vendors so you can put on your website or even use in your clothes and things like that.
Yeah, Aaron, you nailed it. I would add maybe one small piece is that not only do you have to have your logo and your colors and that overall brand kind of tightened up for yourself, but you have to have it tightened up for everybody else. So there's a brand package, a way to kind of pack this up so that you could just hand it off to whoever the vendor is. So whoever's wrapping your truck, you just hand it to them. Whoever's doing your t-shirts, you hand it to them. Whoever's doing your website, you hand it to them. So it's not only about having the brand tight in your head and understanding it, but you've got to pack it up tight so that you can just hand it to people and you get consistency across every platform.
That's awesome. Next, paid ads.
And then paid ads. Look, this is the time of year where folks who don't normally run paid ads sometimes start to run paid ads through the slower time, the colder times of the year. So just know, this is when people do this. Go ahead, reach out to us or whoever you're working with paid ads, and make sure that your budgets have been updated, especially you folks who only do it in the winter. Last year's rates were lower than this year's rates. So if you were spending $1,500, $2,000 a month last year, just be aware that $1,500 or $2,000 a month this year is not going to go as far. So you may have to revisit those budgets a little bit.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and we were at Overdrive at the Fence Show, and one of the things that even Sean King pushes heavily is making sure you have a budget for advertising. So sometimes just throwing money at a problem without a budget doesn't make a lot of sense. So maybe start evaluating your budget for next year, and this fall is, 1 to 5% of your budget is for advertising and paid ads, or maybe more, but make sure you do have a good budget designated. So it doesn't, some people might feel like, oh, it's an expenditure, but really consider paid ads as an investment. So putting that money aside to do the key advertising, which would include making sure your vehicles and your clothing and your brand looks good. So make sure you designate some money for that for the next coming year. And you're probably going to get a better reward because you did invest, as opposed to feeling like it's a chore or a pain to do, and you don't see the benefits. So definitely look at it a different way would probably help you too.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep this moving. Got some new stuff here, Sam.
Yeah, this is always fun for me. I love to show the world really, but in particular our .com clients, Commander Bunny clients, some of the new graphics that we've been working on. Now, trust me when I tell you, I'm only able to give you a small sampling. We'd be here for a long time. But here's some of the newest stuff we've been working on. There's a lot of aluminum privacy and aluminum semi-privacy fencing that all of a sudden we're seeing. A lot of our clients weren't doing this before, and in the last few months I'm seeing a lot more of our guys doing it. So we created a whole awesome new set of graphics. Again, you're only seeing a small piece of this set, but this should give you an idea what we're up to here. If you need this on your site, if you're doing this, please reach out and let us know.
Yeah, and if you're definitely one of our .comers and this goes back to your site audit, if you see something that we don't quite have on your site that you need graphics for, please let us know as well. We have a great illustrator that does all this stuff custom for us. And so if you see something you need, maybe it's how things are installed or how things are displayed on your fences that you do for your area. And as you all know, fencers do it differently all across the country. So we have a lot of variations to our graphics to help accommodate for that. So definitely talk to us about that if you need any help.
Yep.
Here's some more.
Here's another set, right? So we've got some folks that are some of the fencers are all into the pillars and monuments and things like that. So this is just part of the pillar set that we've been working on, and I wanted you guys to see if you do this and you don't have this kind of graphics, this kind of information on your website, you should know that we've got a lot of content now available for this. So let us know, we can get it on there.
One more.
Oh, yeah. So this is fun. These Google slides don't allow us to show the animations the way that they show on a website. But what you are looking at here is part of a small animated set where we can show how the gates open and retractable bollards slide up and slide down. They're super cool animations that are now available for the website. But in this particular case, we really took it for bollards, commercial bollards, of course.
Yeah, they look great. And of course, not all of our fencers are doing this, but for those who really need a specialized illustration set, this is a great way to do it. And the animation just takes it over the top. So it's really great.
It's cool.
Oh, so sorry. Clicked too fast. All right. We got some upcoming events. We always are involved with our community, especially in the event space. And oftentimes Sam's even going to be there. So we just want to talk about a few of those real quick before we wrap things up. First, we got Fence Week. This is coming really fast and here in about 3 weeks or so. And we actually have .comers going to 2 different of these Fence Weeks. Sam, tell us about where you're going.
So I am going to be up in Evansville, Indiana with Sean King and his team up there. And you guys, where are you going to be?
So we're going to be over in Pace, and we have the High Steel, I believe, is hosting the Fence Week there. And we've got there's 4 of us here in the Florida Panhandle. So we're going to kind of have a little bit of a team building get together, get our boots dirty and participate. We'll be there for one day. I think it's the Wednesday of that week. So we'll be over in Pace. So if you're in the area and you haven't signed up for any of the Fence Weeks, be sure to check out the Mr. Fence Academy Fence Week and find a location near you. I would suspect that some areas are probably getting close to filling up. So make sure you don't waste any time on that. This is going to be an intense week of training. I think Friday is more of a classroom online kind of a setup, and I think you may be speaking at the one you're going to be at. So definitely set some time aside to do that.
Yep. Yeah, those you can check the Mr. Fence Academy website, I believe, for locations.
Yeah, and we'll have the link in the email too, so you'll be able to come over there.
All right, so that's coming up in 3 weeks.
Yep. And then we have Branson. You're going to be up there with Tony.
Yeah, this is a great event in the fence industry. I'm super excited to be a part of it again this year. Tony Thornton is putting together a great lineup of speakers, and so I believe he is limiting to registrations to the first 100 or 125 or something folks, it filled up last year and it filled up pretty quickly. So I really want to encourage all of our fence guys, if you are available the first couple of days in December and you want to move your business forward, this is a really good option. But if you're going to register for this, get on it because it's going to close.
Okay, awesome. Good to know. Fence Tech. This will be my first Fence Tech. I came on in February, so I just missed it last year. So talk to us about Fence Tech.
Yeah, Fence Tech is the granddaddy of all the events. There's no question. If you only went to one event in the fence industry, there's probably would be this one. If you've never gone to Fence Tech, you have to. If you're in the fence industry, you have to go to Fence Tech. If you haven't been to Fence Tech in a number of years, I'm going to encourage you to get back. Fence Tech has grown and improved tremendously over the years. It was great before, but it's hit a whole nother level. So you want to be there. There's days and days. I forget how many different instructors there are throughout the week. I think there's 100 and some odd different classes you can take. It's really an impressive event. And
you'll be speaking as well, Sam, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And your content is, I was at the Overdrive, I was at Fence Show, and you're always providing relevant content, and that really can help these fencers a lot, especially in the area of online presence and marketing and advertising. So you definitely don't want to miss that.
Yep.
All right. And before you know it, we'll be at the retreat again.
Yeah, the retreat is my personal favorite event of the year. It's just such a great time to get together, build relationships and friendships with others in the fence industry. But don't be fooled; it's intensive. There is just so much content that hits you. I don't care what stage of business you are. There is plenty of stuff for you to hold on to. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going to go by you that may not be for you at that particular time. But that's why people go back year after year to this retreat. And I am looking forward to going again.
Yeah. And we'll talk more about that in the future as we get closer. But that is definitely something to mark.
But they should register. Isn't there I think there's an early registration discount if they want to do that. I don't remember.
And if that hasn't expired yet, it's coming very fast. It might be early November that the early registration expires. So definitely check it out.
Okay, good. Hey, I want to mention, I think that's the last event on our screen, but there are other events. And in particular, there's one in Atlantic City, the Jackpot Show. It's a great regional event put on by the AFA. I will be speaking there as well. I don't have the dates right now, but if you are interested, they have the dates. I just don't have them. So if you're interested, reach out to us or do a Google search for the Jackpot Show in Atlantic City. You may find it, but I'll be happy to get you the information. If you're up in the Northeast, you gotta hit that event. It's close to you and it's a great event.
Awesome. All right. So just taking a quick moment, we had this in our last episode, but we just want to have a quick community talk. And the thing that we really want to emphasize here is just the importance of voting in November. If you don't know, if you're new to your area or you don't know where to vote, or you just need some more information, maybe you want an early voting. There's plenty of websites out there. You can definitely check out vote.org. And we just really want to encourage our community to be involved. And the best way to do that is to vote locally and nationally. So make sure you're going out there. And it's just very important to do that and encourage your team and those in your community to also do the same thing. So it's very important to be part of that in that way.
Absolutely true.
All right, talk to us about the this aspect. You talked about it a little bit in our last episode, but let's go through this a little bit.
Yeah, so this is such a big topic because all the business owners that are watching this know that there are just some fees that you can't get away from. Credit card processing fees are one of those fees. And then it's like, hey, maybe we could pass these fees on to our customers, or there's all kinds of different ways that people are trying to handle this. And you know, there's good ways. A really good way that we found a couple of months ago I would like to share with you guys. We have a link to it, I believe, or I don't know what our system is to get you in touch with this gentleman, but these folks work with multiple fence companies. They've been around for a while. I've been sitting quietly watching them for many, many, many months before I jumped in myself. And so they have been amazing for us at DotCom. They've saved us a ton of money on processing fees. And on top of that, they had some features that we did not have that have helped us automate our billing better. It's making it way easier for us to manage. And so not only are we saving money, but we're saving time. And so if you are in a situation where you're collecting credit cards, and who doesn't, I really think you do yourself a service just to talk to these folks and see if there's a way for them to help you.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll look to make sure that that link is also in our email.
Good.
All right, just a quick shout out about our paid ads online advertising service. So give us a couple quick points about that.
Yeah, so we've got a great team here that we've added over this past year. I mean, we've certainly been managing paid ads a lot longer than that, but we really focused in on expanding the team this past year. We're managing a lot of Google ads, local service ads, and it's a great program, been very effective for a lot of folks. So if you're thinking about running ads, or if you want to increase the performance, maybe you're working with another ad agency and you want to see what the difference is for a company that only works with fencers, I think we can do a much better job than you may be used to. So take a look at us there. And Aaron, you want to give them a little preview of what's coming up next?
Yeah, and I think the other thing that we are deep into getting ready to, and we'll announce probably more by email or in our next buzz, is we're getting more into Meta, and Facebook advertising is really important as well. That's where a lot of our customers are. So we have had many clients ask about that. So we've started building that program side of online advertising together. So stay tuned for that. And if you're interested, please let me and Sam know, because we're going to take almost like a first come, first serve basis. So if it's something that you would like to get into and you've got a budget to spend on that, please let us know, because that program is about to kick off and we want to get as many as we can into that program before we fill up.
Yeah, and I'm excited about it. And I want to be clear, the guys on our team are very experienced in running Facebook ads and Meta ads. They have tons of experience. The difference is that DotCom as an agency, we have not provided this service to our clients. Right. And so there's a big difference between knowing how to run ads, which we do, we're expert at, but as an agency, just kind of managing the communication and the pieces there. So don't take this conversation as if we're learning and experimenting. We're just working out our internal systems to make sure we can do this properly for you.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Be ready for that for sure. All right, well, as we finish up, let me encourage everybody watching to make sure you're subscribed to one or more of our social media platforms. We've been more active on Facebook, and definitely this video is going on YouTube. But if wherever you are, be sure to follow us and let us know if we can be of any service to you, whether you're a client or not, because that's what we're here to help, is the fence industry, and we're glad to do that. But this allows us to connect with you and be part of the community as well. So make sure you connect with us there.
Awesome.
All right. As always, we want to encourage everybody to be awesome together. And
be awesome together. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Sam, thanks so much for the opportunity to be here with you. And stay tuned to November. We have exciting things coming up, and we can't wait to join you guys again.